Hello everyone, myself Dr.D.Ranjithkumar, Assistant Professor Economics, Department of Economics, Bishop Heber College, Tiruchi. My e-content topic is demand analysis. First, meaning of demand. Demand simply means a consumer desire to buy goods and services without any hesitation and pay the price for it. In simple words, demand is the number of goods that the customers are ready and willing to buy at several price during a given time frame. In economic science, the term demand refers to the desire backed by the necessary ability to pay. The demand for a good at a given price is the quantity of it that can be bought per unit of time at the price. There are three important things about the demand. It is the quantity desired at the given price. Number two, it is the demand at a price during a given time. It is the quantity demanded per unit of time. So, demand is nothing but the desire and purchasing power and the ability to pay. This is a simple concept in microeconomics. Next, functions of demand. Functions of demand, this is nothing but functionally relationship between price and quantity demanded. Q equal function of price, where Q represent quantity demanded and F means function and P represent price of good. There are both relationship between the price and the quantity demanded. We are called as the function of demand. Next, law of demand. This is a very simple and easy term. The law of demand indicates the relationship between price of commodity and the quantity of demanded in the market. It may be stated as follows: other thing being equal, the quantity demanded extends with a fall in price and contract with a rise in the price. The very simple explain the law of demand. Whenever prices increases, demand also decreases. Whenever prices decreases, demand also increases. That is to say, the quantity demanded varies inversely with the price. Inversely relationship between price and quantity demanded. In simple language, it means that a person will purchase more of commodity when its price falls, and he will purchase less of it when its price rise. So next, demand schedules and demand curves. Demand schedule is a table or statement showing how much of commodity is demanded in a particular market at different price. Demand schedule thus states the relationship between price and quantity demanded. The table 1 in the individual demand schedule for a commodity orange. The price of orange per kg in rupees 20, the quantity of demanded is 1 kg. The price falls 20 to 10, the quantity of demanded increases 1 to 6. This is a clearly explained the individual demand schedule for orange. Next, demand curve. With the help of demand schedules, we can construct the demand curve. In fact, the demand curve are only the graphical representation of demand schedule. The relationship between price and the amount bought can be plotted on a diagram as a demand curve. It is usual to measure the quantity in x-axis and the price in y-axis. DD means demand curve. A demand curve slope downward from left to right. Whenever prices increases, demand also decreases. Whenever prices decreases, demand also increases. Next, another topic, market demand. So, market demand is the aggregate of the individual demands for a commodity from purchasers in the marketplace. It is derived by the adding the quantities demanded by the each consumers for the product in the market in particular at a particular price. So another one, important determinants of demand for a commodity. What are the important determinants for demand for commodity? I have listed 7 title. Number 1, price of goods. Number 2, income of buyers. Number 3, price of related goods. Number 4, taste of buyers. Number 5, season prevailing at the time of purchase. Number 6, fashion. Number 7, advertisement. Number 1, price of goods. Usually, the higher the price of goods, lesser will be the quantity demanded. If you lower the price of goods, the higher the quantity demanded. So next, income of buyer. So larger income, more will be quantity demanded. Lesser income, less will be the quantity demanded. So price of related goods, the third point. So price of related goods affect the quantity demanded for a good. In some case, the demand for good will go up as the price of related goods rise. Next, fourth one, taste of buyers. This is a subjective factor. A commodity may not be purchased by the consumer even though it is very cheap and useful if the commodity is not up to his taste or liking. Fifth one, season prevailing at the time of purchase. In winter, the demand for woolen cloths will rise. In summer, the demand for cool drinks rise substantially. In rainy season, the demand for umbrellas goes up. Sixth one, fashion. When a new film becomes a success, the type of garments worn by the hero and heroine or both becomes an articles of fashion and the demand goes up for such garments. Seventh one, advertisement, sales promotion also important determinants for a commodity in nowadays. For example, radios, television broadcast, outdoor hoarding on buses, etc. So another one, so why the demand curve slope downward? I have listed 6 points. Number 1, law of diminishing marginal utility. Number 2, substitutional effect. Number 3, income effect. Number 4, new consumers. Number 5, several uses. And number 6, psychological effect. Number 1, law of diminishing marginal utility, which states that the consumer purchases more and more unit of a commodity. The utility derived from the successive unit goes on decreasing. It means as the price of commodity falls, the consumer purchases more of the commodity. So in this situation, the demand curve slope downward from left to right. So another one, substitution effect also leads to the demand curve, the slope downward from left to right. The price of commodity falls, the price of substitute goods remain the same. The consumer will buy more of that commodity. For example, tea and coffee are substitute goods. If the price of tea goes down, the consumer may substitute tea or coffee, although price of coffee remain the same. So income effect, another reason for downward sloping curve, slope of demand curve, there is income effect. The price of commodity falls, the real income consumer goes up. If real income goes up, consumer buy more commodity. In this situation, demand curve slope downward. Another one, new consumers. When the price of commodity falls, many other consumers who were not consuming that commodity previously will start consuming new commodity. Fifth one, several uses. Some commodities can be put in several uses, will lead to the downward sloping demand curve. So sixth one, psychological effect. When the price of commodity falls, people favor buy more, which, which is the natural and the psychological. When the price of commodity falls, the quantity demanded particular commodity will be increasing. In this situation, so demand curve slope downward. Last one, assumption of law of demand, specific uses of goods. Number 2, given goods. Number 3, future expectations about price. Specific uses of goods means these are attractive goods or high expensive goods. For example, the diamonds are often given example for this case. The higher price of diamond, the higher is the prestige value attached to them, and hence the higher is the demand for them. So number 2, Giffen goods. Sir Robert Giffen, an economics, was surprised to find out that as the price of bread increases, British workers, the purchased more bread was something against the law of demand. So why did this happen? The reason the given for this, that when the price of bread went up, it caused such large decline in purchasing power of the poor people that they were forced to cut down the consumption of meat and other more expensive foods. Future expectation about price. This is the third point. It has been observed that when the price is rising, households expecting that the prices in future will be a still higher trend to buy larger quantities of the commodities. Is the assumption or expectation law of demand. Whenever prices increases, demand also increases. So this is some assumption cases uh, for the law of demand. So thank you.